Hi everyone, it's a girl Ella Matams, also known as Girl Z, girl from Zambia. I really wanted to do a video outside um, so that I can just remind some of you people in the diaspora that you can only see a face like this only when you're in Africa. So tell me where you're watching me from. It's a girl Ella Matams, also known as Girl Z. I hope you can see me clearly. I know there's a bit of a sunlight, but that's what we wanted. Let me just clean my camera, but hope you can see me clearly. Let's talk about this issue. You can hear the kokoliko. Then you know you're in Africa. So before I set off for my errands, I thought I should come live and just discuss. I've been in Zambia for over a month now. I just wanted us to discuss this issue. If you can see me and hear me clearly, tell me if you can do so. Let me sit properly. I'm just outside somewhere. If you can hear me and you can see me, tell me if you can see me clearly, because the sun is just reflecting. Watcher, so we're in Africa. So I just wanted us to discuss briefly, because I'm so busy in that I may not have like proper time to do a proper video. So I thought, let me just discuss, because I've got loads of things that I need to do this weekend. So we've heard of the latest news that Dr. Chilufya has been cleared of his corruption charges by the ACC. Now, I have been following this story a lot, and one of people who are in the legal team, they stated that the reason why Dr. Chilufya was arrested, and then now he's been cleared was so that in the next year, if this current government doesn't win the elections next year, he cannot be tried for the same charge. So it's all a game to create that environment to you guys, like, oh yes, Dr. Chilufya is being tried because he's been involved in corruption. It's all bullcrap. Yeah, and I just want to send a message to everybody out there that this is a time for you to open your eyes really well as to what you need to do in the next year's election. And I'm also appealing to you guys to also take your time and listen to the video that I shared yesterday of UPND president, who is my president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, and listen to what he says about his manifesto and everything. And you can see that the current regime has been decampaigning themselves through treating people in a very hostile manner. We've seen the elderly lady, she's mature obviously, that was selling vegetables whilst wearing the regalia, and she has lost her stand just because she was wearing the UPND regalia. And for me, I will make this clear. This is the reason why, of all the political parties, I decided to join UPND, because I'm looking at the manifesto, the plans of the president, and how he wants to work with the youth. If you see any MP that is trying to stand right now, majority of us are young. Most of the aspiring MPs of UPND now are young. We need that type of environment where people are educated, they have experience, and apart from being experienced, they also provide you the service because they are young and energetic. So it was easy for me to pick on this political party. One, the president is educated. Two, the people he associates himself with. Three, the people that are surrounding the political party are also educated. Like for example, if you see Lusaka Central aspiring MP, I will be doing a video with him soon, so you'll see it on my YouTube channel. He's a qualified lawyer, Mulambo Haimbe. He's a qualified lawyer with credibility, not a qualified lawyer that store, is it 30,000 kwacha? He was banned from being on the register of lawyers, and you appoint the person and say, yes, be a president because you're humble. This is what we have come across, and we are failing as a nation because we trusted the wrong people. And so I wanted to come to you this morning and just tell you that please do not even limit yourselves to think that, oh, we have no choice. Me, on my channel, I will say this thing today and I'll be clear. Vote for UPND, period. At least if anything goes wrong next year, come and tell me, oh, Lily, I think you told us lies, you know. But at the end of the day, we are seeing what they are doing. Dr. CHILUFYA, he assigned $17 million to a pharmacy which doesn't exist. And then he said it was a mistake. And then he's cleared of corruption charges because he is in the circle. We read the newspapers last week. I'll be doing the newspaper matter tomorrow. I'll read, every Sunday we read the newspapers. Is tomorrow Sunday? Yes. We read the newspapers early in the morning. I'll be reading the newspaper that I'll buy today, Diggers, and maybe any other newspaper. We read that Mr. Changala, what did he say? Mr. Changala said, it's because David MABUMBA is not within, he's not within the circles. Yeah? He's not within the circles. That's the reason why he was fired. Because many people who have worked with him can tell you this, and they will say it and say it and say it again. That what? Mr. MABUMBA has been a very good Minister of Education. I mean, he's educated. In fact, some people were quite disappointed, like, oh, maybe this was a trap. I'm now beginning to think, was that lady sent to trap Mr. MABUMBA, maybe because he knows something? You know, there's a lot of dirty tricks and games that go on within politics. When people say politics is a dirty game, it is a dirty game. People can be smiling with you, showing you their teeth. At the end of the day, they are not even interested in what you have to deliver, but they are interested in your money. And myself being on ground and seeing these things happening, I can tell. I'm like, okay, so this candidate is with these people. The same people are with me, and the same people are with those people. So you gotta be careful. And I'm sure Mr. MABUMBA, it was a trap which he found himself in, and they had to use it to expose him. It doesn't even make sense. I mean, how do you screen record your conversation and then your husband gets hold of the conversation? What was the reason for you to screen record him? Only she knows why she had to screen record him. So in terms of the behavior of even the cadres from the Patriotic Front that feel they are above the law. I'm in Zambia, guys, I can tell you this. You dare not even wear a red t-shirt with HH and you pass through City Market, you will die. That is how bad it is. Where is our freedom? If you are saying we're in a democracy, where is our freedom? I should be free to sit here wearing a t-shirt without anyone planning to poison my drink or to shoot me. And now, because I'm part of the opposition party, I become the enemy of the government. How? How? In Britain, if you are part of the Labour Party, which is the opposition of the current, which is a conservative, you are not an enemy. You're just a competitor. So why should people be so worked up about, oh, why should you be part of this political party? Now, I've shared the video of a gentleman who was talking about how people will come pleading to you. Be careful. Not because of 50 kwacha. I shared, there's a video I'm loading right now. I always have 50 kwachas. Today I have 100 kwacha. Okay? Not because of this money that you will sell your birthright of choosing the right candidate. Choose a candidate that you know will deliver Zambia from poverty. To get this 100 kwacha now in Zambia is not a joke. It's not a joke. People are suffering. You go on ground, common mask, the mask that we buy to wear, people can't afford. And I'm so thankful to Mercy, who has contributed. Anna Jones, my YouTube subscribers, all the way from the UK, America, that have donated towards this, because they can see the need. So I've been able to make over 500 masks, which I'll be distributing for free, and nobody will pay. And yet it should be the duty of our government to make sure that people can buy masks, to make sure that people can have masks. But no, they will call them to go and launch a flyover hump, make them dance and sing praises of the president because he's the current reigning man. At the end of the day, you go back home broke. No chances in life, no opportunities. You don't even know your next step. It should never be like that. The youth of Zambia are crying, whilst the old are enjoying taxpayers' money. And then you celebrate that, oh, our president is working. He has built a bridge he got for free. I mean, even if he paid, he used your tax. So what's there to be proud about? It's high time you rose. And if anything, try him. Let him be in office for 5 years. Let him liberate this economy. Electricity in Zambia was affordable. Now people are even switching off appliances even when there is electricity. They are cooking on a brazier because it's cheaper. People used to afford DSTV. Now they can't even afford DSTV. Not even this Go TV, the cheapest. People can't even afford Go TV. These are the things I'm seeing on ground. And because they will pay you 50 kwacha and you will vote for them. Because they will give you 50 kwacha. I hope you're taking notes. There is no way a criminal can be cleared of all charges. Even the ACC is corrupt. Because if we investigate and find out, we will find that truly, the $17 million was paid to a pharmacy that doesn't exist and that belongs to Dr. CHILUFYA. In the first place, he should have been suspended like the way Mao Sampa has been suspended. And if somebody does the right thing like Mao Sampa, you become the enemy of the government. They are within themselves. So I am now believing David MABUMBA became an enemy because he was doing the right thing and he was not corrupt. We have people like Kezia Zulu who are untouchable. They do whatever they like. They pay people, to even do whatever. And that's your government of today. People with no education, whilst the masses suffer. I had a women's meeting yesterday, and all I did was looked at women who are in poverty. There is poverty level and there is poverty which stinks. I'm talking about poverty which stinks. Poverty which stinks. Whereby you look and you say, Mwele Sashua, my God, why should people be suffering like this? For what reason should our people struggle in this manner? It's not fair. And I was telling the women yesterday, I said, look, so many of you have orphans. Your children are now orphans. You are widowers. You are widows. Your husband left you. And you have no hope for your children's education. And they started telling me, since 2016, since 2017, since 2015, my child has finished grade 12, no college, no hope. I sell in the market. And yet I am a loyal member of this political party. Now those are the people I will look after. Because there's no way we will be in office next year and I will look at those women that spend sleepless nights campaigning, going around the streets, and I will look at them and say, oh, Baja, no. I will empower the people of Munali. It's not even a joke. Me coming from the diaspora, where I've seen the government using the taxpayers' money to look after its people. I know that it is possible for us to do the same as well in Zambia. It's just because people are selfish. Each time I have money, this money, I'm not even thinking about myself. I'm thinking of how I will buy food for the people. I'm thinking of how I'll buy sugar for my people. I'm thinking of how they need cooking oil. I'm thinking, that is all I'm thinking of each time I handle money. I received a huge donation yesterday. Straight, the women said, "Bale for vitenge." I bought vitenges for them, over 100 vitenges. The women said, because, you know, when we are going around, they want to wear those nice chitenges to represent our president and obviously the party. And then you'll be in office tomorrow. That's what they were telling me yesterday. You'll be in office tomorrow. And then you'll be in office tomorrow. Mukatiwa le mairo mukankala mu office chifukwa manje mbuli mu office isendise amene tamifakirani muja. Dise tamifakani muja. It is our right as Zambians to be able to. We can't even announce that today we are meeting here as UPND, because if you announce, police will raid. And when they raid, you are arrested. Where's your permission? But PF are having their meetings. PF cadres are putting signs, flags of, you know, the president's image of the Chitenge is a flag all over. Are we in a dictatorship? So Dr. CHILUFYA has been cleared. He's claimed he has no record. Life goes on. And next year, you will vote for them because you have no choice. Do not vote for PF. This is my national registration card. Yeah? This should be your passport. Remember, even when you register as a voter next month, is it October? Remember to carry your bills. If you have children, carry your children's pictures. Don't allow anybody to pay you 50 kwacha and you are still in poverty. Those politics of money are gone. And that's why I was telling even the women, I said, look, when we talk about empowerment, we're not talking about next year. We start now. We start empowering you now. Why should I wait till next year to start empowering people? No, when I'm in office. When I'm in office, projects should have already started. We already have a database of, okay, baja. It's just to carry forward now because there is money for those projects to even push them even further. A leader does not wait till they are in office. A leader does not wait till they are in office. Presto Bunga says CHILUFYA will get back to court next year. Yes, he will. And lose all his assets. Majority of them, they'll lose their assets. If they have not given their assets in the names of their children and blah, 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 or in names of people, they will lose their assets. Many of them are not sharp, so they will lose their assets. You see? And I'm, if you look at the roads, the water problem, electricity problem, you look at how people are suffering, no empowerment. The MP of Munali in Kandoluo gave people how many chickens? Is it 2 or 5 chickens to lay and then they share at the last minute? Where was she 10 years ago? Because she's been a member of parliament for Munali for 10 years. Where has she been? Only she knows. So be wise. Even the bridge, people from different political parties, they were there to watch, to observe, just to see what was going on. Yes, Slick Inko, I'm standing as a member of parliament for Munali constituency in my country. People are really, really struggling. So I thought I should bring this issue to you about Dr. CHILUFYA, who is has been cleared of all his corruption allegations. And then we have the famous Bowman Lusambo, who always issues statements of warning people. And I'm told Bowman Lusambo wants to stand in Monali, and he's not going to have a chance. There's no way people would accept an intimidator. Next year, nobody wants to have intimidators in office. We don't need such. We don't need such. Special says, Lily, when you're in office, then I'll visit Zambia or Africa for the first time. Yes, you have to. Because you'll see a different mindset. You see a different, kind of arena. Because what I will bring to my country is positivity and, the hope that people have been having. There's people I've met who've been hopeful for years that things will change. They've even lost their husbands. One woman was like, look, you are part of the women, I'm part of the men. For many years, we've been pushing the agenda, hoping that things can change. And what has happened? We are still in the same place. We can't even afford to take our children to go to school. We've been hopeful. Sometimes we even walk to meetings. MPs present themselves holy and humble before the people of Zambia and tell them, if you vote for me, I will bring change. I'll bring change. I'll bring change. The moment they're put in office, they start, when you try to call them, this is what the women were telling me. When you call them, sorry, your number is not reachable. Sorry, the number is busy. The same people that helped. Kennedy, I have lived in UK 16 years. I still sound African. I've lived in UK 16 years. I've never changed my mentality. If you meet me now, I greet you. And I give you 50 kwacha. So what will make me change today? What's so special about being in government? Because to me, it's like a job. Understand? It's not out of desperation that, no, I'm desperate. I need this chance. No, me, I earn money on my YouTube channel, my products. I work. But it's the heart and the passion to see change in my country that has driven me to put myself forth as a candidate. So you've heard Dr. CHILUFYA has been cleared. He's been cleared of all his corruption charges. Meanwhile, Bowman Lusambo is still under investigation as he has acquired many assets. I'm sure him too, he'll be cleared. But that petition was done by some few lawyers and young people who are non-partisan that want to see him brought to book because of certain allegations that are on his head. But that's your leadership of today. And before, there were so many allegations of, no, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema is a Satanist. That's a lie. Before we start any meeting, we pray. No, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema is tribalistic. I am Namwanga. I am not even Tonga. I don't even speak Malambo. I don't even speak their Tonga. But I have been welcomed as a candidate, aspiring candidate for Monali constituency. So there is no tribalism in UPND. All those are part of the propaganda to mess up this person's credibility. Now you can see, if we talk about privatization, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, he stole money during the privatization. He was only 29 years old, and Edith Nawakwi was then also in office. Are you saying a 29-year-old crooked older people than him during that time? How come he's the richest man in Zambia now? And there's so many questions. It's cheap politics at the end of the day, where people try to say this. I posted on my Facebook page, I was like, look, if Michael CHILUFYA Sata, whom we thought would never be a president, in fact, the man we never, when he would say, the man, he's very good, but he talks too much. We never thought the man would be president, but he became president. And I'm telling you this, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema will be a president of Zambia next year. He will be a president next year. And hold me accountable next year if we don't bring change to Zambia. Jacob Chikwanda is asking for my line. My line is on my Facebook page, YouTube channel. It's there. Hold me accountable next year. Say, Lily, you say this and that. But believe you me, the cry of the people of Zambia is to see change. And if people are being cleared of the corruption charges or allegations now, it means next year they will steal even more. And that's why they've been pushing the agenda of Bill 10. The agenda of Bill 10 is to do what? Is to enable them to stay in for the next 10 years up to 2030. I remember when the president, Edgar Chagwa Lungu, posted on his page, he said, oh, this is a vision I have for the country until 2030. I said, excuse me, sir, you are not staying up to 2030. Who's going to vote for you 2030? A woman puts, a store where she's selling her vegetables and puts on her regalia to say she loves UPND. And then what happens? A WhatsApp message leaks where Honorable Manakatwe is saying we need to stop her. And in this era of democracy, you are saying we should stop people from doing what they need to do? For what reason? And they've made sure they've stopped her. They have dismantled everything. I've shared images on my YouTube channel, the video that I shared where the man, he's a truck driver, he was just talking about how, they'll beg you for votes and everything, and at the end of the day, we become slaves instead of them becoming our slaves. Because when you put someone in office, the person should listen to the cry of the people of Zambia. Our president has never cared. Because if he cared, he wouldn't have so many of his ministers in office. The country is being run on its own. There's no order in this country. There's no order at all. It is a shame what you see in Zambia. Right now, insulin is a problem in Zambia. There's no insulin. It's a huge shortage. Government hospitals don't even have insulin. Even if you are sick, you have to go and buy your own medication. And we have to take our children to private hospitals. What about people who can't afford to go to private hospitals? How are they going to survive in this country? A private hospital will tell you 3,000 kwacha paid. I know what I'm talking about because I've had to pay that. That's why it's good. I am on ground and certain things are happening to me and I'm like, okay, 3,000 kwacha for a day, a night in hospital. And the one who's staying in Kalingalinga, in Chunga, Kwa George, how will they pay 3,000? They go to the government clinics where they wait hours in a queue only to be told, Kuribe Panado. They don't care. Because if they cared, the COVID-19 funding that they are getting, they'll make sure that the nurses, the frontline workers have proper PPE. They'll make sure. But no, it isn't the case. They'll make sure they go to the markets and donate face masks for free. But you saw Bob and Lusambo bullying people. Oh, Uribe mask, come on, let's go to the police. How can you even arrest people who can't afford even the bus that they are on right now? Is probably their last money in the hope that where they're going in town, they're going to get some money from somebody who has promised them money, and then you tell them they'll be arrested because they're not wearing a face mask. So, that's what I wanted to say about Dr. CHILUFYA. We've heard that he has been cleared, and yet he has a lot of corruption cases hanging on his head. So now he has no record. He's clean. Don't even question any funds of $17 million. That's what they mean. The man is clean. Yeah. Chilua Kaoma says, let's be clear, they are bribed. Of course, they are. That's what we're trying to say. The whole system is corrupt. We've had President Hakainde Hichilema spend 126 days in prison in the hope he would die, in the hope that something would happen to him. But God is bigger. You can't stop somebody who's destined to be where they need to be, and somebody who has hope for his country. The man is a millionaire. If he didn't care, he would have just simply said, look, I'm going to stay in London. The richest man in Zambia. And you go and get a pauper, a poor person, say, be president. What do you expect? And all the poor people, very poor people, they now become ministers with no basic level of education. What do you expect? A man that has changed certain areas by saying, look, I'm giving you a cow. This cow, when it gives birth, give the other. The whole of that community, is it in Sesheke? They all have cows. I have to remember the name of the place. PJ says you don't campaign on YouTube about people who have no internet. Besides, you don't live in Zambia. Who told you I don't live in Zambia? Cam is saying going to UTH at 04 and being attended at 16 hours. It's horrible. We hope for change. I'm telling you. What do you mean I don't live in Zambia? It's you who doesn't live in Zambia. Because me, I'm in Zambia, right? This is Zambia. Where do you think I am? I campaign on YouTube. Now, the era has changed. I met people who watch me from the ghetto. I'm talking about the deep diolis of the ghetto. Chirilabombwe, Chimwemwe. Chimwemwe is even, those places are even nice. We're talking about the ghettos deep somewhere in the compounds. They watch me live on Facebook and YouTube. So you can't tell me your campaign, the era has changed. That's why Trump is even planning to ban TikTok, and because he knows that internet is now on fire. During this quarantine now, there are people right now who are maids, who work for hotels. They are cleaning there, but they tap in the Wi-Fi and they are listening in their ears. So don't be there blinded to think people, they are not in an era of internet. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Let me read a few comments. Betha Mwalusaka says, we are with you, continue. Roida Kapengele says, I'm watching you. Update and advice says, I'm here, a testimony of people from the ghetto watching you. Mubende Luapula province. People are watching me in the ghetto. I don't think Zambia is, people are buying, how much are bundles now? People are doing this way, buying bundles to listen to the truth. The Zambia we had in 2016 is different. If you go to anybody's post, 2016, where they were campaigning for elections, and you go to their post now, 2020, it's different. And even the relatives of people who are in Zambia, those who are abroad, they are sending money. Go and watch this program. People are going to workplaces where they have Wi-Fi, they are tapping. So you don't underestimate people that they don't have Wi-Fi. I met one of the people from Motendere. The last time I met him, he said, oh, I need a phone, mommy. I said, okay, when I meet you. This time he had a phone with a broken screen. It's even on WhatsApp. He types his English. They're even typing their broken English. Everybody knows, because they know that there's WhatsApp groups now. So people are getting phones, the cheap Android phones. And when they get those cheap Android phones, they want to be on WhatsApp groups. They don't want to miss. They switch on their data. The messages come. After they read the messages, they switch off their data. So don't think people are down. Things have changed. Okay, Mateo Banda says, I was told about you, Lily, from our maid. Imagine, a maid, she buys bundles to watch. And now I watch you as well. Wow, look at that. A maid told the boss. People watch me from the compound. You'll be shocked. And they can close Diamond TV, but they cannot close my YouTube channel. They can close Prime TV, close Movie TV, but not my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is untouchable. I'm paid by Google in UK, and my location of the YouTube channel is UK, so they should go and contact UK to delete it. They can't. Things have changed. Okay, so thank you so much. Is it? Carlos says, I'm watching from Kalumbila district at Kisasa area in Muselele Chief. Imagine. And you tell me you're campaigning on YouTube. I will campaign on YouTube, on Facebook, everywhere, and on ground. Till we are in Parliament. And we will be in Parliament. And at the end of the day, you see, watching me from Kaoma, at the end of the day, it's for your benefit, not my benefit. Like I said, even Mr. Hakaende Hichilema, the man is a millionaire. If he wants, he can enjoy his life somewhere with a private jet. Do you know how much it costs to buy campaign materials, to do this and that? Already they're saying for somebody to stand as a president is 100,000 kwacha. That money will come from his pocket. You can imagine. What's my interest? My interest is people, global logistics. My interest is the welfare of the people. I'm a qualified social worker and human rights activist as well. I've got a master's in human rights law, LLM, gender, conflict, and human rights. That's my interest. Fairness of resources, where people are being allocated the resources which they deserve. Go to Britain if you see a mad person in the streets. Go to Britain if you see a homeless or drug you. Of course, some of them, they run away. But by the time they run away, the system has tried to help them. And they still go back to the system anyway, get money. And they tell them, look, if we won't give you money unless you're coming for what you call job seekers. You go there, you look for a job, they train you. And when they train you, they push you to say, okay, every week, can you be coming every Thursday? But here, there's nothing like that. It's one man for himself and God for us all on 18th of October. Why should it be like that? When there's a lot of money that comes in through donor aid. A few weeks ago, we read that Zambia, it's there on Al Jazeera. The reason why it even climbed up to the corruption list was because clinical equipment that was sent to this country worth more than $20 million or so went missing. How? Because somebody has collected those and started selling them to private hospitals. You see, Kamwala South. So we need to be sharp. There's so many things that we need to benefit as Zambians. The mines. Why should the Chinese come to your country? You are poor, and they come and they're billionaires within few months. It's never done. It's because you have selfish leadership that doesn't think of the welfare of the people of Zambia. Because if they thought about you, they'll be looking for people that can melt that copper, that can dig the copper, and then say, okay, we are selling it to you. How much can you do this and this and this for us? But no, China, come. Come. There's a company that was celebrating that they have bought a gold mine in Zambia with, is it $20 million or so? The video was there. I just didn't want to share it because I didn't want to get a copyright strike. You see? There is nothing these guys will ever do for you except give you 50 kwacha. They have no vision for you. You need a leader who has a vision for the country of Zambia, not a bridge. Excuse me. If somebody is inviting me to go and see a laboratory that is going to be making the next COVID-19 test kits and they say they are launching, I would rather attend that and not that rubbish. That is rubbish. And if you ask them how much it cost for that bridge ceremony to take place, millions of dollars, and you are sleeping in poverty. So you gotta be wise when you vote next year. Thank you so much. So we've heard that Dr. Chilufya has been cleared and there's music playing. It will copyright my stream. So thank you so much, guys. It's a Go Lele Matams, also known as Gelo Wapazed.